Why is history important? That's the question we'll answer in this video. Hello everyone, this is Dr. Todd, and I wanted to give you a few brief thoughts on why history is important. History is important for a variety of reasons, but I want to give you just three of them, something for you to think about. First, I think it was Edmund Burke who said, "Those who don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it." Now, I'm not certain if these were Burke's actual words or if it was Burke who actually said it, but I do know that the Bible tells us that we are fallen creatures living in a fallen world, and as a result, this famous quote is truthful in what it contends. So, history is important because it helps us. Let me put it this way, it keeps us from repeating past mistakes. One example of this is the growing popularity of socialism among young people in our nation. It's obvious that many of them have never studied history. They think that this ideology ushers in a utopian society. Well, history teaches us that it brings forth nothing but death and misery. And if you don't believe me, take a look at Alexander Solzhenitsyn's book, The Gulag Archipelago. I'll include a link to that for that book in the notes. So history keeps us from repeating past mistakes. Second, history is important for helping us implement new and innovative ways of solving problems. I remember reading somewhere that education is what you get when you read the fine print. Experience is what you get when you don't. Well, history helps us build on the successes of those who've come before us. Now think about this. December 17th, 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright made the first manned flight in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. Then on June 20th of 1969, the same century, 66 years later, we landed individuals on the moon. History taught many lessons to those in charge of the Apollo project. And so they were able to stand on the shoulders of men like Orville and Wilbur Wright. And look at what it brought us, an ability to do amazing things with satellite technology and so on. So history helps us innovate and move forward. Third, history provides us with an invaluable context for understanding meaning. I'll give you a personal example. I'm currently working my way through the Second Baptist London Confession of 1689. In one of the commentaries I read, the historian brought up the fact that the framers of this document, along with those they copied from, those who put together the Westminster Confession of Faith, were wanting to make sure that their group was differentiated from the Roman Catholics and Anabaptist groups at the time. Now, this is a very useful piece of information because it helps me see why the authors said what they said, why they said it, and what they were trying to communicate. Without that piece of historical information, I could understand the Second London Confession, but my understanding would not be as robust. I wouldn't really know what the authors were fighting against or what they were trying to communicate. I wouldn't be listening to the warnings from history, for instance. And that would limit me then in moving forward and innovating how I might apply a confession of faith such as that to my own life. If you really want to understand our present moment, you would do well to understand what has happened in the past so that you can shape a brighter future. Well, I hope that this video has been helpful. If you like the work that I'm doing here, please feel free to subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any future videos. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. God bless, and we'll talk again soon.